And we are live here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the 5150 Super Speedway Series. Right now we're watching practice. Here, give me one moment. I'm trying to fix my overlay. That'll do it. All right, we are good to go. And you might have heard him here in the booth with me today. We got Bump and Run Jesse Becker back. How's it going, Jesse?
I'm glad to be back, and I'm also glad to not be out on this track because I hate this new Atlanta iteration.
Now, tell our viewers here at home, what's the biggest difference here between this new Atlanta and, like, let's say Daytona?
It really throws you off because you look like you're on such a small track, and you really are. It's only 1.5 miles, but you're carrying, Daytona or Talladega-like speed. So if you're not ready for it, it can really catch you off guard going into the corners.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I felt. I've done some laps around here, but obviously I'm sure you've done many more than me.
Oh, I think I've only done one race on the new Atlanta, to be honest with you.
Well, looking at our leaderboards here, looks like we got 12 drivers signed in. Not a bad turnout here for a Friday night race. We're winding down the points race here. We're in the playoffs. We've just got 2 weeks left right now. I'm actually going to pull up our points for you guys. Drag them on over here. All right, here on the points board, you'll see it. We got Frank Warner in the lead. Looks like he's got 20 chase points. Followed by him, we got Ethan Halsey with 6. Is that updated? I feel like they should have more than that, but maybe I'm wrong.
Brother, I have no clue.
Well, I don't know. But right now, it's looking like your top 4. Frank Warner, Ethan Halsey, William Baker, who has locked himself into the Final 4 next week. So William Baker's kind of just out here, just coasting around today. He doesn't need to really race today. He's already locked in. But then we got Justin Rosema, followed by Litzenberger and Treadwell. Treadwell, I assume, is not going to make it today. So essentially, we got Litzenberger trying to race his way in tonight. It looks like somebody just junked it. But at the moment,
was incredible.
At the moment, though, we got 6 racers in the playoffs. 4 are going to advance to the last round next week. So be watching these guys. They're going to be beating and banging. They definitely want to get in, have a shot at the championship because it's all a one-race shootout once you get in the Final 4. That's all that matters.
Yeah, we've got, a playoff battle going on. This is the last race before the Final 4 gets made, and we also have a couple of rookies making their first start with 5150, so it's going to be interesting to see if either of those guys can make a good run and maybe win this thing on their first time out.
It'd be great to see because, last week, William Baker snagging that win. It was a real underdog going in that last corner. He was just able to get the run and steal a win, and now you're looking at him in the Final 4.
Absolutely, and the 34 car, Cody Curran, and the 77 of Chris Vinson, they're making their first starts tonight, so we'll have to watch how they do.
Should be interesting. I mean, if they're there at the end, they definitely got a shot at it, but it's all about staying clean up until then.
Absolutely.
Now, now let the fans know, Jesse, who is your pick tonight? Who's going to win it?
This might come as a shock to some people, but my vote tonight is going to be Jordan Schur because I love the way his car looks, and I really would like to see him get himself a win in the Super Speedway Series. He's more of a dirt guy, but I've seen him have some talent on the asphalt, and I think this might be his night.
Yeah, he's just had a lot of bad luck, honestly, in these races, these Super Speedway races. He's getting involved in wrecks that really he didn't do anything wrong in, just wrong place, wrong time. We'll see if he can avoid the danger this week.
Well, who do you got tonight?
Well, it looks like, just pointing out, it looks like Nico Hartung just pulled out on the track, so he will make it tonight. But, my pick tonight, I'm trying to think. I think Justin Rosema's going to pull it off. Rosema's always running up front, and he's just been involved in a couple accidents that haven't been his fault. So I'm pretty sure his plan is to try to get out front early and just stay out there. Try to stay out of trouble, but, you never know, and we're going to see. I mean, Rosema's going to be racing hard because these guys definitely want to win to advance to that next round, and the points are pretty close, so there's no telling who's going to make it.
Yeah, Rosema was looking really, really good last week, and then he unfortunately was taken out right there coming to the white flag, so he's probably looking to get some redemption this week.
Yes, sir. But looking at the leaderboards right now, Looks like Taylor Litzenberger's still quick time, which, it isn't really a big deal. It's all about the draft, so your practice times really aren't too important here, but it's nice to know when you're fast, and Litzenberger's got to feel fast.
Yeah, and the one thing you can really tell whenever you see somebody that's 2 whole tenths up on the leaderboard like Taylor and Justin are, it really shows that they've got a good connection. So maybe they can hook up, and maybe Taylor won't take Justin out this week.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Taylor has gotten into Justin a couple times here recently, but definitely wasn't intentional, so we'll see how it plays out this week.
I do have to point out, speaking of Nico earlier, I absolutely love his car. I'm a big fan of Donut Media. I don't know if you've seen any of their videos, but more power, baby.
Let's switch over here, show the fans here. Nico Hartung driving that Hutchinson Motorsports 91 car. Donut Media car, looking fresh. We're going to see what he can do tonight.
Absolutely. He's had a couple of strong runs. Let's see if he can have himself another one. He got a win a couple weeks back, correct?
Yes, he did. Yep, his first asphalt win. Now, also, I did get word from NASCAR officials. Carson George will be serving I believe it's an end-of-line penalty to start the race. Is that correct, Jesse?
That is news to me.
Well, I thought so. I'm pretty sure Carson George's antics a week ago, essentially, allegedly, I must say, wrecking himself. I think he's getting a 2-week end-of-line penalty, if I'm not mistaken, and a stern warning from league creator Taylor Litzenberger. So we'll see. I assume he's going to want to serve one of those this week. I don't know why he wouldn't, but we'll see. We're kicking out here to qualify here.
It looks like Brian Treadwell did make it back in.
So. Oh, he did. Oh, well, that's big news because, Treadwell's essentially out of it in points, so he basically has to win this race to make it next week because he missed last week. So Treadwell's definitely going to be... Uh-oh, is this a group qualifying?
It's group qualifying.
We got group qualifying here, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody's going to be out the track, or on the track at the same time here.
We don't like to do things the authentic way around here. We like to be original.
Normal NASCAR is just a little bit boring, sometimes. And sometimes we just like changing it up here, 5150. So we're going to get these guys out in the draft. It's going to be important for them to work together here for these qualifying laps. Find a partner.
Yeah, Blake, you ever been in one of these races and you get in the car and you think to yourself, this is going to be the most boring 2 laps I've ever ran around this huge of a track?
All the time.
Well, we here at 5150, at least for the last 2 races, decided that, let's make it more entertaining.
Well, it's definitely going to work here. Looks like Carson George rocking the old Hot Wheels paint scheme. Reminds me of Kyle Petty, who was terrible. Absolutely terrible in NASCAR. Total embarrassment to the Petty name, I must say, but we'll see how it works for him.
Qualifying that's a new scheme for him, isn't it?
Yep, definitely new. He's been rocking the same old boring one for a while. It's nice to see something different, but essentially, though, qualifying doesn't really matter for George if he's serving that penalty, but we'll see what kind of speed he's got.
Right in front of him, you've got the 34, the rookie Cody Curran.
Yep,
that Junior Motorsports Chevrolet.
And it looks like we got a little group formed here. Got a little 4-car pack here. Frank Steadyhand Warner trying to get some momentum. Frank Warner's your point leader. It looks like Frank's going to point his way in regardless, so I don't think he's got to win this race. But you never know. I'm sure he's racing hard for a win, and he's going to try to get as many points as he can get.
Hunter Terpstra just setting the new quick time by about 3/10 over Franklin Warner there.
I'm glad you said that because the ticker, once again, doesn't work for qualifying. Oh, wait, it just kicked on. For some reason, this ticker does not like qualifying.
That ticker really likes to stress you out sometimes, doesn't it, Blake?
Yep, and I've seen, Quentin's broadcast in the Premier Series. He's been having issues during the race with it. Thankfully, I haven't had issues during the race with it yet, but it just doesn't like qualifying for me.
Well, it's technology, so you expect it to not work most of the time. So we're just thankful for what it does, right?
Yep, and we're going to switch it up here. We're going to put the TV tower up here on the left side of your screen. Show the standings that way. The TV ticker seems to be working, but it's pretty laggy. We're going to leave this up here. We got Frank Warner at quick time right now. Frank Warner in the 9 car by .04. Carson George and Hunter Terpstra right behind him.
Carson George and Hunter Terpstra with the exact same time, by the way, of a 29.372.
Yeah, that's a good point. And, you know, I just noticed the top 6 are all within .08. That's 8/100ths of a second. Our top 6. I mean, that shows, you know, the difference just a little bit can make here. You can be sitting Ethan Halsey in the 6th spot right now. If he'd just be a 10th faster, he'd be on the pole.
Exactly. It just goes to show that even in open qualifying, we still find a way to have a close qualifying battle here at a super speedway.
Looks like Halsey's working with Litzenberger here, trying to get a better qualifying lap in. But that's going to slow him down, though, with them going by the 26 car.
We'll have to see if Taylor can find another 29.2 like he did in practice and be on top of this thing.
And it looks like Halsey's pulling it in. I think, so Halsey's plan here, I guarantee it, he's wanting to pull it in, get some fresh tires, get back out there, hit the draft, see if he can maybe knock that 10th off.
It's a possibility. I don't know what tire wear's like here, being that I haven't done any race in this car in it, so they could be more important than you'd think.
And you know, I must say, your pick, Jordan Schur, he is looking slow out there. Running in 12th right now, dead last, looks like a dirt driver.
Well, you know, everybody loves an underdog story, so what better than to start dead last out of the people that qualified?
And he's getting a little crooked there. We'll see if he can improve, though. He's tied with Brian Treadwell, though.
Look, you can't get any more underdog than last.
No, you can't.
That's who I'm rooting for.
It's all downhill for him here. I mean, you can't drop back anymore. You may as well look at the bright side here. We got the ugly 049 Ivan DeChamp's car. That thing is hideous. Ugly font. Bright purple. Pretty boring. But we're going to see how it runs.
Maybe he can get some luck from the guy that almost shares his number who won the race last week.
Yeah, you're right. So let me check the chat here. If anybody is... I'm sorry. If anybody has any issues with the audio, give me a heads up in the chat. I'll try and occasionally look. And Brian Samara just said in the chat he is race control tonight. So he's asking who is going to pay for preferential treatment from our race control, Brian Samara. I've always known he was a dirty guy, but, I mean, it's despicable.
When you put it out in the open like that, it's really, really sad.
Oh, man. I mean, man, come on. At least try and hide it. I mean, I can't blame somebody trying to make an extra, $20 or so, but it's a bad look, man, when you put it in the chat like that.
Yeah, it really makes me think what outside forces are causing him to be in the lead in the Tuesday night points in the 2013.
I've always wondered, like, why are those BCI cars so much faster? And I'm pretty sure they're cheating. And I mean, looking at that comment, I'm about 90% sure that they are.
Yeah, absolutely. There was always something fishy there, but basically confirmed now.
Yep. Well, it is what it is. The dirty man, he is up there. He is race control. It's a one-man show up there, so, I mean, he can do what he wants.
Yeah, if... I was going to see if he had any teammates out here for BCI, but I don't see anybody. So I think we're safe from the risk of a disqualification on the final lap if there was a battle between one of his drivers and someone else. So at least we have that.
I'm glad you said that because, if JT Tinker, Aaron Poplin was out there and we had Brian Samara up there doing race control, this certainly would not end fairly. But looks like Kevin in the chat said that's BCI at its finest, so we definitely agree with you. That's how BCI works. But looking at the leaderboard, nothing's changed here. Except Treadwell's moved up a bit.
Still quick time. Carson George still P2. Hunter Terpstra P3. Rosema P4. Bensenberger still looking to improve on his time, being that he set one faster in practice. But we still have about 2.5 minutes here.
Yep, and Rosema, he's just not really had a draft partner most of his time. He got that lap early, and Terpstra junks it into the 77, the rookie. Welcome to the league, Vincent, because your car is junk now. Hope you brought a backup, bud.
Yeah, that's a veteran there introducing the rookie to how bad we can be sometimes. So
Welcome to
hopefully he's used to it.
5150 Super Speedway Series, buddy. Hope you got another
Absolutely.
car in that hauler.
Yep, he just learned what he signed up for really quick.
Yes, he did. And looks like we're at 13 cars now here on the track. Jordan Sure moved his way up to 9th there on the leaderboard, working his way up.
You know, it hurts the underdog story, but it is better for him to be farther up front in the start.
I don't know though. Is it here? I don't know.
I don't know either. We're going to find out here in about.
He might have been better off
3 or 4
starting in the
minutes.
back here, but we'll see if he's probably going to be involved in a crash in lap 1, and then we'll know right away.
Yeah, I'm expecting junk pretty early on here. So let's see if he can Dick Trickle it through there and make it out the other side.
And to me, it looks like Frank Warner is just out there setting picks for his time. He is just trying to slow down the other drivers. He's just coasting around there. He's making sure nobody can beat his time. What a dirty move from the 9 car of Frank Warner.
I guess that would be a strategy in open qualifying. Once you're on quick time, just try to become a moving roadblock.
Smart move. I mean, hell, I don't blame him. I'd do the same thing out there. I'd be swerving left and right. I'd be Carson George in that bad boy.
It's like, oh no, you're talking about how you're about to set the fastest lap? Not anymore.
Oops,
You're
I
in the
lost
fence.
it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, you know?
And looking at the 91 Nico Hartung, he's looking slow out there, folks. Not looking good. He's sitting in 12th right now. Can't find speed in that junk Hutchinson Motorsports 91 car. That thing is slow.
Well, you know, when you blow all your budget on blimps and choppers and cameras, sometimes you have to run an engine for about 11 or 12 races before it gets refreshed. So that might be what we're seeing here.
And, that's one thing, as soon as I took this team off, things were going great. We were spending money left and right. But then those blimp bills kept coming in, and we had to cut some costs a little bit. And unfortunately, Nico Hartung, he's not rocking a premier car here tonight.
Yeah, when you get in the red that fast, sometimes you gotta really, really try hard to get back in the black.
And it looks like Frank Warner has parked it on the infield. Oh, never mind, he just towed it in. So that's going to conclude our qualifying right now on the quick time. We got the 9 car and your points leader, Frank Warner, in the second spot. Unfortunately, Carson George, which I believe he's got to serve a penalty and he's going to have to move to the back, but he had a quick time out there in the third spot in the Hutchinson Motorsports 21 car from Nova Scotia, Hunter Terpstra.
I'm gonna see if I can get some information on that Carson George EOL for us.
Okay, all right. Well, you figure that out. I'm fairly certain that's what I heard, but you never know. We'll see what happens.
Yep, but once we get moving here, he will be going to the back of the field.
Okay, good to confirm that here. So we're going to switch over to the ticker here. Hutchinson Motorsports ticker is looking smooth and it's looking good. Nice and smooth.
Blake, you're going to have to hold it down for a second. I've got to go attend to the oven.
All righty. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, folks. We're about to get gridded up here. Get started. Let's pull up some info here. Hang on. Looking for some info. Here we go. We're at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Let me take off the ticker here. That looks better. Atlanta Motor Speedway. The temperature outside, we're still using Celsius because I don't know. You just got to convert it yourself at home, folks. You probably got your smartphone sitting by you. Go ahead and Google what 22 degrees Celsius is because I couldn't tell you. Wind's blowing also 3 kilometers an hour. That's also another conversion you might want to be doing. But we're here in Atlanta, Georgia. We got a 2.44 kilometer track, so you might want to convert that as well. Altitude, we're about 235 meters up. I'm basically living in Europe right now. But yeah, things are looking good here. Atlanta Motor Speedway, which, some of you at home might be like, what the hell? Is that a super speedway? Yeah, New Atlanta basically is a super speedway. It was repaved. This thing, you can flat-foot it all the way around. It races just like a super speedway, so we run it here. So let's swap over here. Looking at our race.
I'm back, sir.
There he is. Bump and run Jesse Becker, our color commentator tonight. He's back for the second straight week. How's it feel to be up in the booth?
It feels great. Sorry I had to dip out for a second there. The Wife bought a lasagna and put it in the oven at the exact time we were about to go grid, and I had to go take it out of the oven.
All right. Well, I'll give you a minute here. Talk to the fans, and maybe just talk over some things you're looking for.
Well, there goes Carson to go to the back of the field. The main thing I'm looking for here is to see how these cars handle in a full pack, because we didn't get to see much of that during practice and qualifying. So it'll be interesting to see how they do when you've got a full 13 car field drafting around. It'll be interesting to see if they end up getting loose, or if, we have contact going into the first corner. You never know what can happen. If I was out there, I'd personally be playing it safe and just watching from the back of the field, but not everybody races like me, so we're going to have some action early, and we'll just have to see if it turns out to be a lot of damaged cars after a few laps here.
I definitely agree, and I'm gonna let you take over here for a minute. Looks like the girls downstairs just brought up some concession stand food.
All right, you go to town, buddy. I got you. Franklin Warner, Justin Rosema, going to be your front row. As we come around here, turn 4, you're going to see the pace car pull off here in just a second. There he goes, and we're coming to the green flag to start our 55-lap race.
All right. We're going to have Frank Warner here take us to green flags out here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the 5150 Super Speedway Series. Frank Warner takes off like a rocket ship. He's going to cruise out into the lead. Rosema's dropping back quick. Going to fall on the line in 4th.
Yep, we seem to have made it through turn 1 and 2, so that's pretty good.
And we got 2 lines formed already up front here. Ethan Halsey trying to make his way up in the field, running that high side.
Yep, looks like he's following Justin Rosema, his teammate there. Hopefully they can get hooked up, and maybe they can make a push up to the front here.
Now I'm going to let you make the first decision. Whose car are we going in car with to the Hutchinson Motorsports cockpit view first?
Let's see. I want to see what it looks like for Justin Rosema coming into these corners, being the first one on the high side.
All right, folks, you heard it here. We're going to jump in the cockpit with our 4th place runner now, Justin Rosema, in the Hutchinson Motorsports cockpit view, in that outside line. What are you seeing here, Jesse?
I'm just trying to see here.
Litzenberger.
It looks like the cars are pretty stable, so should have a good race here.
Litzenberger running right next to him here. These two are always right next to each other, it seems, every week.
Yeah, if you notice, while these two are, this group of 4 is back here side by side.
Litzenberger gets sideways. Treadwell gets into him, but he saves it. What a great save by Litzenberger to avoid catastrophic.
That was an incredible save. But what I was about to mention is, while they were side by side, you see Frank Warner and Hunter Terpstra just saying bye-bye.
Yep,
I believe. Go ahead.
I think so. What they're saying is, the later losers, we're going to the front, and we're here. But it looks like the next 2 have caught up, though. Halsey and Terpstra? Or no, that's Rosema. Sorry about that.
Rosema just got up into the wall there. Looks like he's okay. He didn't lose a whole bunch of momentum.
Yep, it looks like we're single file here. We're going to scoot back in the field a little bit, see what we got going on here. It's like Nico Hartung and Chance they were kind of battling, but they've fallen in the line as well. We're going to drop back a bit more. William Baker just coasting around. William Baker's kind of off the pace now. He's with Jordan
Hunter
Scherr.
Terpstra looking under Frank Warner for the lead here.
Oh, Terpstra to the front in the lead. Rosema's going to try to split the middle. It closes. And your race leader, who got it that lap? I think it was Frank Warner. Yep, Frank Warner, briefly. But it looks like Terpstra is going to get a run on that inside lane. Halsey helping him out a little bit. Halsey with Team EFR. Terpstra with Hutchinson Motorsports. And they work their way to the front spot.
And if you look right there in P6 is one of our rookies, 34. I believe that's
Yep.
Who is that? Cody Kerr.
And yeah, right. A little bit behind him is the other rookie, the 77 car. So both our rookies looking all right so far.
Yep, they haven't killed anybody yet, so that's always a great sign.
Yep. You know, and like I said, I mean, anybody can win these races. You just stay out of trouble, and you're going to have a shot at the end.
And if you look...
Oh, Hartung doors the 77.
Oh, man. Welcome to the league, buddy.
Welcome to the league, Vincent. That car might be junk.
Uh-oh. We got two spinning.
I missed it.
Warner and Cody going through the grass on the front stretch.
We missed it, folks. We got a yellow. Let's do Hutchinson Motorsports rewind here. Hang on. Hang on, I'm scrolling down, scrolling down. This thing's slow. Give me a minute.
Yeah, it looks like the 34 of Cody Curran just came up into Frank Warner there through the tri-oval.
Yeah, my, normally I can rewind pretty easily, but I'm having some issues here. I saw William Baker crash. I don't know. We're going to go back to this. Looks like William Baker also crashed, so we're going to play this. Oh, he just got caught up in the trouble, it looks like.
Yep.
Oh, and then 49 for no reason just darts down to the bottom. I have no clue what he is doing. The 049, Ivan DeChamps, sees William Baker come in, and he just decides to door him.
It looks like the 34, after he went through the grass, came back up towards the track and collected the 5 of Taylor Litzenberger, who then collected the 91 of Nico Hartung.
Oh, that's not good. So I'm going to rewind a little more. Try to find this Franklin Warner mix. Uh-oh, it looks like it's involving our rookie. Well, no, Warner gets into the wall, darts down in front of Rosema. 34 gets wild, just comes up and smokes the 9. I'm assuming the 34 is probably going to get an end of line for that move.
He's currently in the pits taking his faster pair, so he doesn't have another one. For
unfortunate move there for
46 laps.
Frank Warner. Frank Warner did get into the wall, the corner before, but that had nothing to do with that incident. We're going to go back live here. We're going to check out pit road, see who... I mean, I assume the only people coming down pit road are going to be the ones damaged. There's really no reason to come in.
Yeah, Brian Treadwell came down. I'm not sure if he was involved in anything in that previous incident. He might just be who knows? It could be a fuel mileage thing. He might be able to make it to the end now.
Might be, but so I'm just trying to look back, see who all was involved. You know, we had Taylor Litzenberger involved, Nico Hartung involved, Cody Curran, Ivan DeChamps, William Baker, obviously Frank Warner, and I think that's everybody that was involved there. And Vincent took some damage from the Hartung dooring.
Yep, NASCAR just spoke, and Cody Curran has been given an EOL penalty.
Okay, there it is. Well, welcome to the league, buddy. Your first EOL.
Yeah, it looked like he was doing just fine underneath everybody there, and he just didn't realize how close Frank was going to be through that tri-oval and just managed to get up into him.
Honestly, it looked like he shot up the track in that tri-oval, and I think he just kind of misjudged what was going on. And looks like we got a little game here played by Hunter Terpstra. He's driving inside the pace car right now.
Taylor Litzenberger is still missing the front of his car, so I think he's coming down pit road here to take his faster pair.
I guess he was trying. Yeah, I guess he was trying to repair it without the faster pair, but he's going to need to burn it.
Well, I can tell you, in a race where the draft is important, missing your entire front end of your car and only having the engine generally will not work out very well for you.
I don't think so either. But I'm going to give you the floor here for this yellow, and I'm going to enjoy some more concession stand food.
You absolutely do that, my friend. As of right now, lights are off the pace car, so we will be restarting here. Looks like your grid as of right now. Hunter Terpstra in the 1 spot, Ethan Halsey position 2, Justin Rosema 3 spot. Carson George has made his way back up the field, and he is in 4th position after his EOL to start the race. And then behind him you have William Baker, Brian Treadwell, Nico Hartung, Franklin Warner, and then our rookie Cody Curran. And we get ready to go green here. Looks like we're 11 laps in as Hunter Terpstra gets ready to lead us off to the green flag.
And for this restart, we're going to hop on board here with the 21 car. Your leader right now, Hunter Terpstra, in the Hutchinson Motorsports cockpit view. Takes us to green. Green flag's off. He is off. Looking good so far. He's got Halsey to his outside. He's pulling away quick, though, from Halsey. Got a great start. Halsey didn't get a great one. Terpstra's going to fall out in front. Single file.
I have a feeling here you're going to see Ethan Halsey catch him very fast as soon as they get on the backstretch here.
And I've done that before, you know, on these super speedway races. You get too good of a start, and yeah, you're feeling great, but then next thing you know, these guys get a huge run on you, and you're just a sitting duck. And we're going to see if he can hold on to that lead here, or if Halsey wants to throw a move.
I think he's just going to fall in behind him. I think he's playing it smart and saying there's still, you know, over 40 laps in this race. No reason to push too early.
Yep. And now, do you know the end of stage 1 when that's going to be?
I do not officially know. I'm going to assume it's probably going to be on lap 20 because that's what we've been going with.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Yep.
And here we're going to drop back a little bit in the field. We got Justin Rosema back here in the 4 spot. In that, let's see, Rosema's driving an EFR car now, I believe, right?
That is correct.
Yep, the EFR Ford Mustang, Justin Rosema, looking good. He's out front like he usually is here in these super speedway races.
It's interesting to see that we, just after this restart, we have 2 different packs formed up. We have the 5 cars out front, and then everybody else is way back.
Oh, speaking of which, you know, I'm watching the 34 car is right next to Frank Warner once again, and he was kind of getting a little swirly, and I saw Frank back off. He's like, I'm not taking another Doring.
Yeah, if I was Frank, I'd be debating in my mind if I even want to be anywhere near that guy after the last incident. So it's probably best for him to play it safe and just
and the other rookie getting right up next to him, but he could drive some clean there. The 77 car, is that Cody Vinson? Yeah, or no, I'm sorry. What's his? Chris Vinson. Chris Vinson. And the 49 gets into the wall. Frank Warner just trying to navigate through traffic a little bit, but I'm sure he's feeling, I just want to finish this race because he's got a pretty solid points lead. I don't really see a scenario of him not making the final 4.
It looks like Brian Treadwell has lost the draft of this lead pack, so right now we've only got 4 cars up front.
Yep, we just swapped over here. We're still sitting here. We got Hunter Terpstra out front, followed by Halsey, George, and Rosema. Rosema looking to the inside for that 3rd spot, and he decides, never mind.
Hey, if I was one of these 4 guys, I'd be fine where I'm at. No reason to try anything for about 2 or 3 more laps.
Yep, because Treadwell's going to drop like a rock here until the next pack there gets to him. And we're going to stay on this next pack here. This is the 2nd pack. These guys are racing for about, what's that, 5th, 6th place? Yeah, 6th through, I don't know, 11th or so.
It's something like that.
Something along those lines, but they just caught Treadwell, so let's see, what's the difference between these 2 packs right now? We got about a 3.2 second lead from the lead. Cody Kern getting a little loose. I can tell you
the lead pack is decided, let's stay single file, let's not give any of those guys behind us a chance to catch up, and let's let this stage be between us.
Yep, and speaking of that, it looks like the stage has about 2 laps left, so we're going to switch back up front, see if we get a little wildness here for this stage in, see who wants to get those extra bonus points the most. And Halsey's looking to go to the inside.
Yeah, I don't know if Hunter Terpstra decided he doesn't want to be in front for the stage and has decided to drop back, or what happened?
I think what happened, you know, Halsey was helping out Terpstra so much. Terpstra decided, I'm not in the final 6 here. There's no reason for me to take these points. I'm just going to hang back and let you fall in line.
If we go caution-free here, who do you think out of this group is going to cross that line first?
It's going to be Ethan Halsey. George is going to pull over as well, give Rosema a shot at it. Well, no, he's not. George doesn't pull over for anybody. Don't know what I was thinking. Halsey's checking out. The end of this lap, we're going to see what happened, but Halsey seems to have a solid lead unless these guys can get a run, which doesn't look like they're going to because they're side by side.
I don't know. He's running that risk right now of getting too far out in front.
He is. They are getting a run. We're going to see if it's enough, though.
Final 2 corners of the stage here. Looks like Rosema's getting quite a run on him, but he could be falling back here.
Yep, so it looks like, oh, and look, there's Carson George. You know, he doesn't give anybody anything. At the line, who's going to have second? Who's got second there? I didn't see. It was too close.
Carson George has officially scored second.
Carson George just steals the point from Rosema. Races him hard out the whole time. And, you know, he's a second-place runner right now. But looks like Ethan Halsey's going to take home that green and checkered flag. Stage 1 winner, Ethan Halsey. He'll take those bonus points. He needs all he can get here to sneak into that Final Four next week.
Yep, your official Stage 1 results. 61, Ethan Halsey. 14, Carson George. 26, Justin Rosema. 21, Terpstra. And 5 of Taylor Litzenberger in that second pack lines out your top 5.
So now our stage points, I believe, go to the top 5. Is that right?
I do believe it's top 5. It could be as much as top 10. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure. I don't. I'm kind of sure that it's first place gets 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and so on. But looks like our guys are definitely going to be wanting to come into the pits here. I assume the whole field's going to come in unless somebody that pit in that first caution maybe wants to stay out. But we'll see here. Go to the pit lane.
We just had almost a devastating accident. The 34 car had to lock the brakes up to avoid hitting Jordan Schur there.
34's been he's had a couple incidents so far. It's not been too bad though. The 48 just blows by Frank Warner going in. I wonder if he was speeding because he just straight up blew by Frank Warner into the pits.
Looks like the 77 of Chris Vincent has decided to stay out.
Hey, don't blame him. You're a rookie. Get your TV time, bud. I don't blame you. I did the same thing. When I first started in the Donut Box Truck Series, I had no business running up front, so I decided not to pit one caution, and I was like, hell, I'm going to lead a lap.
Yeah, Chris Vincent's out here. He's got an unsponsored Chevrolet Camaro.
Ethan Halsey comes out first, then pit road. Then we got Carson George. And it looks like Terpstra, Schur, and Rosema, followed by Hartung, Warner, the 34, the 49, and Litzenberger.
Yeah, Chris Vincent does not have a single sponsor on that car that I can see, so this TV time might get him hooked up with a deal. Who knows?
We're going to hook him up. We're going to get in close here. If you're a sponsor there sitting at home, you own a business, well, wait, he's got something on the side. It's something cleaning service. He does have a sponsor, but I'm sure he could use more. It's a pretty basic car. So if you're a business owner there, take a look here. Our race leader right now in the 77 car, Chris Vincent.
Yeah, also if you are a business owner, 5150 is always looking for sponsorship, so hit us up if you're interested.
Yep, and I'll let you talk on that here for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. 5150. This is one of 4 current series that we run. Right now, this is our Super Speedway series that you're watching. Coming up on Tuesday nights, we have our Next Gen series, which is currently in the off season. It'll be coming back start of February here real soon. And then, Thursday nights, we have the Dirt League, which is sponsored by Hutchinson Motorsports. Actually had the best race I've seen in that series last night. Incredible racing.
It sure was.
Yep, and we've got plenty of opportunities for race sponsorships, season sponsorships. Just hit us up.
Yep, and now one thing you forgot to mention, the Xfinity series, that's on Friday nights, correct?
I did completely forget to mention it because it is Friday night right now, and I forgot that league existed. So yes, we do have an Xfinity series starting up here in about 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep, and we got some big news on that we'll go over here in a little bit, but we're about to go green, so we're going to watch our new race leader, rookie in the 77 car, Chris Vincent. He didn't pit, so we're going to see how it works out for him. I'm not sure it's going to work out too well, but you never know.
Let's see how the vets treat the new guy. Let's see if they'll let him lead some laps or if they're just going to blow right by him the first chance they get.
I think Ethan Halsey's going to try and blow right by him as long as he can get a better start than he did last time. And the pace car's in. Vincent's going to take us to the green flag here, coasting up. And he's going to punch it. He's going to take off. He'll shoot out to a big lead, way too big of a lead. He's going to get bulldozed. That is a humongous lead. They're going to blow by him here, folks. Especially if, I don't know if they stay single file or side by side, and they might not blow by him. They're going to catch him quick, though. Halsey's going to sit in the second spot here. We got a side-by-side fight for third. Carson George and Hunter Terpstra. We're gonna stay tuned on them.
And look who's there in fifth. It's Nico.
Yep, Nico Hartung. He was going to run low, and he's going to stick with the low side here. He's going to try and push Carson George, but he might want to change his mind. He's got his teammate out there hung out to dry in the 21 car. We're going to see if he switches it up.
It looks like the 34 has either decided to park it or he needed a pit for repairs because he's on pit road.
Uh-oh. Cody Kern entered the pits. Yep, I see it on my board here. It doesn't say he wrecked, so I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, whenever we were coming to green, he just pulled down off the track behind the pace car.
Yep, and it looks like Hartung's going to do the gentleman thing here. Oh, never mind. He was going to let the 21 in, but then the 21 just gets a random run there on the outside all by himself.
This is some very exciting racing.
Yes, it is. We got side-by-side action. The whole pack here. 2x2 throughout. Who's going to get the run here? I think the top line's going to come in and probably overtake the lead. Yep, there it is. Halsey's going to leave. Terpstra. Oh, no. Terpstra squeezes in there. Barely falls in line there in front of the 77 car.
I think the top line had the benefit of having the dynamic duo of Frank Warner and Taylor Litzenberger being the caboose in that pack there.
Yes, they did. And now they're, speaking of them two, they're going to drop back. So they kind of put in the work and got no reward.
Hey, sometimes that's racing.
Yep. That's a big deal, but it looks like Terpstra and Halsey, they've been working together a lot these last few weeks, and looks like it's the same story here tonight. Three got three wide back here with the 5-car Litzenberger squeezing between Hartung and the 77. Thankfully, it all works out. The 77 did not pit, and he has dropped back to the back.
Leader's coming up on a lapped car here. Hopefully he stays out of the way.
Oh, we'll see. Who is
Looks
it?
to be the 34 of
Uh-oh.
Cody Kern.
Cody Kern. What's Cody going to do? Does Cody want to dump the leaders, or is he going to stay up high? We're going to see here shortly, folks. We're going to hop on board here with Ethan Halsey here. See how scary it is to come up
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, I did not see what happened.
The 34 almost accidentally took the entire film.
I didn't see what happened. I was switching over cameras. Honestly, I missed it.
He was trying to stay high for the leaders and hit the wall in the middle of the tri-oval and went right across Ethan's nose.
Well, folks, you know, to be fair, Cody Kern, he's trying. He just bought. He actually just bought iRacing and downloaded it. I'd say like a week ago. So he's brand new. He's trying to stay clean out there. It'll take him some time.
Yeah, our leader, the 61, Ethan Halsey, he might need a new pair of racing pants after this race.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
have to check in with him on that.
I hope he wore the brown EFR racing pants. If not, then it's not going to be a pretty post-game or post-race interview.
Yep, we'll have to remember to ask him that later if he comes home in the top 3.
Hopefully so. But it's looking good so far for him. And you know what else is looking good, folks? The views from up in the sky in the Hutchinson Motorsports blimp. Wow, look at those views. This is incredible.
Yeah. How much do they charge you to use that thing?
It's honestly ridiculous. It was one of the most irresponsible financial decisions that we've made, and we've made plenty of them. To be fair, it was a great idea at the time. You know, we get these great views, but yes, it is north of $5 million per race.
Oh, my.
Yep.
That might be why Nico and Jordan are sitting way back there in the back.
Yeah, and you know, in Jordan, he's actually in a, I believe it's now an NDM Motorsports car. He joined Cody's. He joined Cody's little Chevy team, little bow ties, little guys.
that small racing team.
Yeah, those chumps over there. And it looks like Hartung's going to leave George hung out to dry up top. Which, you know, here I've noticed, you know, cars really can run on their own up high, it seems like, for some reason. Like at Daytona, if you're up there, then you're just done for. But we're seeing guys run up high with no help, and it's really not slowing them down at all.
Yeah, it seems like with the track being so much more close quarters, that there does seem to be a lot better staying power if you get stuck by yourself for a little bit.
Yep, as long as you get a little side draft action going. But Ethan Halsey's looking good. But Carson George getting a little push there from the 9 car out of nowhere. Frank Warner, points leader, just coming out of nowhere, looking bad fast right now.
Yeah, this is close racing here. We've actually got more cars on the high line than we do the low line, which
yes,
is
we
new.
do. We got Jordan Schur. He's just hanging out in the back. He's cruising around, waiting for an opportunity.
Looks like we just had a crash in the back of the pack.
Oh, and speaking of which, it was Cody Kern, the 34 car. He's having a rough day here. This is the first time for him out on this track. So we're going to stay live here. If we get a caution here soon, we'll switch over and show a replay. But it was a 34 car who has entered the pits.
I don't believe it was the 34. I'll get back to you.
Well, my log right here says that Cody Curran has crashed, so I'm assuming. And it looks like Ivan DeChamps has also entered pit lane.
It was actually Brian Treadwell. He got up into the wall out of turn 2, got loose, and absolutely ended Ivan DeChamps' day there.
I'm not sure why my log. Well, maybe that was an earlier wreck. I don't know. It's being a little funky today. Normally this log's a pretty good tool, but today it's acting a little weird. Uh-oh. Oh, the 14 and the 21 get awful close right there. I think they swiped just a tad.
Well, you know what they say, rubbing's racing as long as you don't end up hurting the other guy.
The 91 getting up there. Carson George getting really close to these guys.
It looks to me like as these tires are wearing, it's just leading cars to push up the track, so it's going to be something to watch out for.
Yeah, and the 48 of Brian Treadwell, thankfully he hugged the wall to try and stay out of the way the best he could, and he did a good job, even though he rubbed it a little bit.
His car is hurt right now.
Yep, it's a rough day for him. Unfortunately, it's not looking good for him to make the Final Four.
Yeah, that's just truly unfortunate.
Terpstra washes up the track, and it looks like Hartung's going to overcome second in the meantime. At the line, we got Nico Hartung working his way up the track. He's in the second position. He'll fall in line behind Ethan Halsey. Uh-oh, and he chips
no!
Carson George. Oh, we got a pile up, folks.
Oh, Big John.
That wreck there was on Hartung. He does come down, and he chips the 14 car. We're going to rewind here, folks.
He wanted to tuck in the line, but he waited just a smidge too long.
He entered the corner, so we're showing it in slow motion here. He enters the corner too high, tries to get back down, and unfortunately by then the 14 had the momentum, and then the 14 falls or collects. Or I'm sorry, he collects the 14, collects the 21, which is going to collect Litzenberger, who's going to junk his front end again. Oh, you know what? Warner might have stayed out of trouble there. I think Warner's car is good to go. And Sure narrowly avoids. So it looks like Sure and Warner avoided the wreck there. Barely.
Yeah, if Taylor used his fast repair earlier, which I think he did, that might be the end of his race.
He definitely did, because his front bumper was gone and it came back. Now Halsey decides to go in the pit road. Honestly, if it was me, I probably would have stayed out there, just because I'm not sure how much tires matter here, but Halsey's out there and I'm not, so we're going to see how it works out for him.
I don't know. Just looking from an outside perspective, it seems to me like as the run went on, cars started pushing up the track a lot more going into corners, and that could be attributed to tire wear.
Yeah, and that is actually a good point, because now that I think of it, the 77 did stay out last time, and he dropped back pretty quick, so I guess tires do matter here a lot more than they do at other super speedways.
We've got two cars that stayed out, the 26 of Justin Rosema and our winner from last week, William Baker.
Yep, and Baker, he has been in the back all race. He has not looked good whatsoever. But coming out of pit road, Ethan Halsey followed by Frank Warner. Hang on here, let me show the... So here we go. On the pit road race, Halsey came out first, followed by Warner, Terpstra, George, Scher, Vincent, and the rest are still down pit road. So we had a handful of cars there with trouble. Litzenberger is going to be working on it for a while.
It looks like the 91 of Nico Hartung has been given an EOL.
Yep, and I figured that was coming, because he definitely came down on Carson George's nose. Which, I don't blame him. When you're out there, it's a split-second decision. You're thinking, I think I got room, and you go down, and unfortunately, you don't.
Yeah, when you're racing and that spotter tells you clear, you've got to trust him 100%. If he tells you clear and you wait just a second, that could be all it takes.
And, that's actually a good point, because during that pit stop, I was actually texting, and I did fire Nico Hartung's spotter on the spot. So Hartung is going to complete this race without a spotter. He has been fired.
Fair enough.
So hopefully he's good to go. Hopefully that mirror's working good, because we don't have anybody to take that role. I kind of just did a split-second decision there. It was probably a bad one. So we're going to see how it works out.
All right, lights are off. The pace car will be going green next time around. Do you think William Baker's going to be able to stick around up front?
I don't think so. Fortunately, I'm just not going to lie. I'm just going to tell it how it is. Baker has not looked very good here today. He's got old tires. He's probably going to drop back here or cause a wreck. We'll see what happens.
Yep, he could drop back, or the power of Ariel Font may propel him to his second
That's
win in a
right.
row.
That Ariel Font powered 49 car last week, he was bad fast at the end, and he took home the win.
Yeah, he he can get a he can get 2 wins in a row. That would be pretty good, setting him up for the Final Four race.
Definitely could. And Brian Treadwell, he's not complaining about these cautions. I'm sure he would like one more caution so he could get a lucky dog and drive his way through the field. Because Treadwell has to win this race to advance to the Final Four.
Yeah, he's not in a great spot. It's going to be interesting to see if we get another caution flag here with 13 to go as we get ready
and
to
the
take
pace
the green.
car is going to pull it in, and Justin Rosema is going to take us to green here shortly. Coasting up, and he's about to punch it. Green flag's out. Rosema takes off like a rocket ship. Story of the day so far, the leaders are getting humongous starts. Outside line is not doing too well. And just like I suspected, the 49 is dropping quick. He is in the way out there. He is basically a roadblock.
Yeah, those old tires, you could see him swerving back and forth a bit there. Rosema seems to be handling them a bit better.
Yep. And I wonder if Rosema's tires... Oh, and George throws up in front of the 9 car there. Warner's barely avoided a few wrecks today. He's probably sweating it in that car.
Yep. Ethan Halsey looks to the outside of Rosema here.
And that was definitely a coordinated move. Both those cars shoot outside at the same time. And, of course, it's the dynamic duo of Hunter Terpstra and Ethan Halsey. Those two are just separated by the hip. Or attached by the hip, I'm sorry.
And it looks like Jordan Scherer is making his way around Rosema now. He's making his way to the front, which is what I like to see.
And we're seeing that tire wear kick in. Rosema stayed out there on those old tires. It's honestly, Ethan Halsey did the right thing coming in because we are seeing these cars that stayed out. They just can't hold the same speed.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's those old tires as much as it just seems that nobody wants to stay behind him. But Ethan has a huge lead right now.
Yep, and honestly, Ethan, he doesn't have to win this race to advance, but I'm sure if it comes down to it, Terpstra is going to let him win this race just to make sure he gets in. But you never know. He might decide, you know what, screw it, I want to do some burnouts.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a top 3 right now, and then it looks like the second... Oh, we have one going through the grass and slamming into the inside wall. That looks like it might have been... let's see who that was.
It's not showing up on my log, which, like I said, it's been laggy today.
I will give you an update as soon as I get you one.
All right, so we're going to stay up front here. We're all single file here, except Carson George is getting a run there on the 6. We're going to zoom in there. George is all running pretty close to the 6. He's getting pretty wild. He's swerving in and out. He wants that 3rd position with 9 to go. And Frank Warner's sneaking his way up there. Frank Warner's worked his way up. Does Frank have something for these guys? Steady hands, Frank. He's got Taylor Litzenberger behind him, who was able to fix that front end.
Update on the previous incident. It looks like our other rookie has gotten his welcome to the league moment.
Uh-oh.
It looks like Brian Treadwell got up in the wall, came down into him, and sent the 77 for the ride of his life.
Uh-oh, not good. Oh, Litzenberger right on the George there. Litzenberger had to go to the apron. He's going to hang back, fall on the line here. We got 8 laps to go, folks.
Yep, we've got a lead pack of 6 cars, and if it stays caution-free, it's going to come down to these 6 drivers on who wins this race.
And you can tell, Scher's had bad luck after bad luck race. He's finally up here. He's got a shot. I think he's going to be willing to do whatever it takes to take home this win.
Yeah, I'm really rooting for him. He was my pick at the start of this thing, so, I may look like Nostradamus if he can come through and get this win. Yellow out.
Flag. Let's see why is there a yellow flag here. I'm not sure why. I clicked yellow flag, and this is what it's showing. I don't see an accident. I'm not sure what happened.
It looks to me like 26 of Rosema and 49 of William Baker were side by side in 3 and 4. They made contact, and then Rosema ends up getting into the wall, coming back down into William, and turning him up into the outside.
And
ball.
honestly, obviously you never want to take damage being Rosema, but Rosema needed that caution. He needs to win this race, and now he can go in and get 4 fresh tires. I'm not gonna lie, Rosema might have dumped him on purpose to get that caution. It would. Yep, yeah, that's what happened. Justin Rosema just totally takes him out, gets a caution. Now he's got a shot at this race, folks. He's gonna go in, get some tires, and he's gonna go to the front. What a move!
My question here is race control going to give a penalty for that?
Well, you know,
Or is
it doesn't
just gonna
matter.
come down to a racing deal.
Even if they do, it doesn't matter. You know, he's kind of on the back of this pack, and he's going to go down pit road, get 4 fresh tires. So go ahead and give him an EOL. He don't care. And now, actually, all our leaders are going to come in. Tires are very important here today, obviously. We got 6 to go, and these guys are not willing to hang out there.
Yeah, they looked like we had a few cars stay out, though.
Yeah, but that's not going to work out for them. That's a terrible decision. Those two are from what we've seen, we're going to have, what, probably 3 to go on the green flag or so. 3 laps, I mean,
close to there.
You know, I mean, if you're in the back, I don't blame you for staying out there, getting the positions. But if you were in that front pack there, you probably should have got tires. But you never know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
So,
it looks like the vehicles that stayed out, you have the 14 of Carson George, the 5 of Taylor Litzenberger, and then the 91 of Nico Hartung, who I'm assuming was hoping to get a wave around, but he is out of luck.
no luck. So right now
His
we're looking.
car is junk, by the way.
Yep, it sure is. That Hutchinson Motorsports 91 car, he's junk. So Carson George going to be our race leader here. He stayed out there, did not pit. Taylor Litzenberger, same situation, did not pit. Then we got our cars off of pit road. Ethan Halsey, followed by Terpstra, Schur, Warner, Rosema, Baker, and DeChamps.
It looks to me like the 77 of Chris Vincent has just told the guys to load it up on the trailer, and they're getting a head start on the traffic tonight.
Yep, and they're actually asking if the race officials will let them drive across the track right now during the race to get out of here.
Maybe not. He might have changed his mind. He might be he might have told him to take it back off the trailer, and we'll give it one more shot here. Who knows?
Now, were any EOLs handed out there by race control?
It looks to me like the 26 of Justin Rosema did receive an EOL.
And I don't blame him. That was just a great, smart move from the 26 car. His only shot at this race was to junk that car, get the caution, get some fresh tires, and get out there. So what a smart move.
The real question is, will he be able to make his way through the pack in the
I don't know. It's
limited
not
amount of
going to
time
be
we
easy
have?
here. This track is not as wide as Daytona or Talladega, so it's not going to be easy, but he's got a shot now.
Yep, lights are off. The pace car will be going green next time by, with Carson George leading us off. How do you feel about his chances here?
Carson George with old tires, he's got a 0% chance to win this race.
Do you think it'll come down to Ethan and Hunter Terpstra? They're the two newest, or two closest
so.
cars with new tires.
I think so, and honestly, I mean, Litzenberger, even with old tires, I mean, he's always up front somehow. So, I mean, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he figures out a way to hang up front. But, yeah, my pick's going to be Halsey, Terpstra, and Warner are probably my top 3. And you never know, Schur might be able to snag it as well. So we'll see here. We're about to go green.
Pace car is off the track.
The 14 car kind of took off early. That looked early to me. But even if it was, I mean, it's a bad decision because they're going to reel him in quick. So we're going to see what happens here. Looks like he took off early. Might have not, though. Who knows? Halsey to the inside of Litzenberger. That's a big for Halsey. That's another car he doesn't have to go around. So Litzenberger's going to be
I can tell you, Carson George definitely went before the restart zone. If I was race control, I wouldn't be letting that slide, but I don't think it's going to work out for him in the end anyways.
And honestly, he's throwing dirty blocks right now already. I'm suspecting we're going to get a wreck or he's going to fall way off the pace. But we'll see here. We're coming to 2 to go. Halsey's going to have to be a man here and lay down the pipe if he wants to get around because George is going to block him with everything he's got. We got 2 to go.
Keep your eye on the outside lane here. The 5 and the 6 of Jordan Schur getting together there.
That's actually big because that side-by-side... Oh, never mind. Let's say it kind of kept Terpstra off of Halsey's bumper. So we're coming to the white flag here. We're going to see what happens. Can
It's
George
gonna
hang
come
on?
down to the wire if we know anything about super speedways. So let's see.
White flag. Halsey's getting right up on him. Halsey's not going to let him block him. He's to the outside. Terpstra's, of course, right there with him. And they're going to go. It's going to be Ethan Halsey to the lead here. We're on the white flag, folks. On the backstretch. Halsey goes to the inside. Kind of a surprise move. George trying to hang on to a top 5, but we're going to see if he can.
Watch this outside lane here. Watch
3 wide.
Burger, see if he can get a run.
Frank Warner getting into a couple guys.
Looks like 61 of Ethan Halsey has won this race.
Ethan Halsey takes home the checkered, followed by Hunter Terpstra, and Carson George does hang on to that 3rd spot. He had the other car with old tires, Taylor Litzenberger, to his outside, so he's able to hang on. Now, can you confirm that restart was confirmed legal from race control, Jesse?
I can say that race control has not given an update on that restart at this time.
Okay, well, we haven't heard anything otherwise. Unless we hear something from Race Control Center Brian Samara, I believe that's going to finalize our results here. We'll give him one more minute. So we're going to, hang on, let me switch over so we can watch Ethan Halsey do his burnout here and celebrate. Halsey getting the start finish. He's turning her sideways. Turn and burn. Rip him up. Ethan Halsey breaks his losing streak, finally finds victory lane, locks himself into the Final 4 championship race next week. Tear it up, Ethan. You deserve it, bud.
He's burning them down right now.
He's going to blow that engine. Okay, and I have heard from Race Control Brian Samara. He has said restart zone was not on due to the glitches. So I believe that's going to lock in our 3rd place finisher as Carson George. We got a little dual celebration right now, folks. We're going to go ahead and pull up our top 2 here. Teammates, as they're doing burnouts here, we're going to pull them both up. Give me one moment. Ethan and Hunter, it's Blake and Jesse in the booth. You got us?
Yep. Got you, man.
How's it feel, Ethan, to finally snap that losing streak and find victory lane?
Oh, feels amazing, man. It's been since October since I've won in this league. That's way too long, honestly. Finally won in this car. First win in the Gen 6. Feels awesome. This race just kind of seemed to go my way. I seemed to be up front all day. Honestly, I changed setups last minute, and it seemed to work flawlessly. That Daytona set was amazing here. Just want to give a shout out as well to Hunter for helping me out all race. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was awesome to see. You guys were definitely attached by the hip there the whole race, and it definitely worked out for you.
Oh yeah, it's that Hutchinson EFR pairing, man. It's been working wonders since we've done it. It's awesome to have help, and awesome to finally get to victory lane and book my spot to a championship 4. Let me fight for a championship next week. I'm excited.
Now, Jesse, I think you had a couple things here to ask him.
Yeah, so Ethan, I did want to ask you if you're gonna need new racing pants after that almost deadly incident with the 34 there.
Yep, I will. Yeah, I will be going on online. I'll be getting myself a new racing suit. I think Tony Stewart Watkins Glen definitely happened there. That lap car hit the wall, and I think I came maybe about 5 inches away from him. It was really close, but I'm so thankful I didn't get taken out there because I probably could have been.
So, do you think you're gonna just throw the suit away, or do you think this one's just gonna have to be lit on fire and burned?
I don't know yet. Honestly, if I burn it, that would probably be a pretty horrific smell, so I might just have to throw it away. Sucks that I have to throw away a winning fire suit, but, I guess that's the attrition of racing, isn't it?
I'm not going to lie. If I were you, I'd probably hang it up in the shop.
Yeah, that could be in the Hall of Fame there.
Yeah, the time I crapped my pants and won. Yeah, I'll put a plaque under it, too.
Absolutely.
All right, and then
racing version of Paul Pierce.
So next week we are at is it Daytona as the final race? Is that
Talladega.
Right? Talladega. All right, so Talladega, last race of the year, Final 4. I'm not sure what the standings are going to look like. I assume Litzenberger's and Warner are going to be the other 2 in with the way they finished, but we'll have to confirm here in a little while. But how are you feeling about it next week?
Feeling kind of good. Of all the super speedways, Talladega seems to be the one that's given me the worst luck. I'm pretty sure I have like 8 or 9 wins on super speedways, and only one of them has come at Talladega. So Talladega is definitely a bit of a rough track for me, but I mean, hey, I'm riding a ton of momentum into this final race here with a win. So, and being that I've gotten a lot of help lately, I think I got a very good chance to go out and win this thing.
Now, Hunter, are you planning on helping Ethan out next week just like you did tonight?
If I'm there, I'll do what I can. We'll see my work schedule if I'm going to be able, but most likely I've been able to make it most of the time.
All right. Well, if you two have any other shout outs, go ahead and sound them off.
I'd just like to shout out everybody at EFR, Franklin Warner, who had a pretty quiet day but still was running up at the front there. Justin Rosema, who unfortunately kind of had a little bit of an incident early on, just accumulated a lot of damage there. Shout out also to the Hutchinson guys. Hunter, obviously, huge thank you for helping me. Also, shout out to Nico. I know he, after that big upset win, he had a bit of a rough day, but I think if he comes back next week, he could certainly bounce back for sure.
All right. Well, Hunter, you got anything?
Nothing that's coming to mind right now.
All right.
Well, Jesse, if you don't have anything else for him, we'll go ahead and let these two go and celebrate their big win.
Yep. Just good luck next week, boys.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, that was our 1 and 2 finishers here. We'll go ahead and see if we'll go ahead and pull up Carson George here. Hang on. He is our 3rd place finisher, so we will interview him. Carson, is Blake and Jesse in the booth? You got us?
Yes, I got you.
All right. Well, how's it feel? I mean, staying out was the right call for you. Thankfully, you kind of caught some breaks there with some side-by-side action those last few laps, but it worked out and you brought home a 3rd place finish.
Yeah, I decided to use my Vegas setup, which is actually very similar to New Atlanta. So that's what pretty much kept me alive out there.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looked fast. Jesse, how'd you feel about it?
Yeah, you looked good. I am curious to know, on that last restart there, you seemed to take off real early and get a good run away from the field. Thinking back, do you think you'd rather have waited back and, kept them behind you a little farther, or do you think it still would have worked out about the same?
Would have worked out about the same. Probably even worse if I didn't. I probably would have gotten 4th or 5th if I stayed back.
That's fair.
Yeah, well,
I waited until the don't pass the pace car text disappeared, and then that's when I go.
Yep, and we confirmed with Race Control it was totally legal. What you did was the right thing. As soon as the pace car's gone, you are good to go whenever you want. So there's definitely a legal restart, and I mean, I'm pretty sure it worked out for you because I agree. You had older tires. If those guys were right there with you, I'm not sure if you would have been able to hang on much better.
I only had 5 lap old tires though. That's why
they seem to be having quite an effect, a lot more of an effect than they do at the other super speedways though tonight.
Yeah, especially on the top side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where everyone's sliding up the track.
Yeah, well, before you head out, you got any shout outs to give here in the booth?
Shout out to Ethan for stealing my first win away.
All right, well, I'm sure Ethan's excited about it. He had a long dry spell, no wins for a while, and that locks him into the Final Four. So hopefully we see you out here next week, Carson, and maybe you can steal the win from one of our championship contenders.
All right.
Congrats on the podium, buddy.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
All right, guys, that was Carson George, our 3rd place finisher tonight. One more time, we're going to pull up the results here on the side just to give you one more look here, Jesse.
Oh, hey guys, just want to pop in here and announce our 4 Final Four playoff drivers are myself, William Baker, Franklin Warner, and Justin Rosema over Litzberger. Yeah.
That's shocking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's shocking. I thought Litzenberger might overtake him here just with.
I thought so too, but it appears that Justin might have had enough points in the previous race to get himself through. So it's going to be 3 EFR cars and Baker, all 4 Fords. I'm proud of that.
All right, that's a big deal because this league is Chevy dominated, so there's really not too many Fords, and it's pretty cool to see all 4 being Fords.
Yeah, never would have thought of it, honestly.
All right, well, Jesse, you got anything for the fans before we sign off?
Thank you for watching. I hope that we made it as entertaining as we could for you, and looking forward to seeing you next week.
Yep, I agree, and that'll conclude today's broadcast. Next week, we're going to be in the championship round at Talladega. Sorry. We'll be at Talladega for the Final Four. Championship on the line. Biggest race of the year. I wouldn't miss it if I were you. Same time, same place. With Jesse Becker signing off. I'm Blake Hutchinson with Hutchinson Motorsports. See you next week. We are having issues signing off, folks. We're still here live. Hang on.